Hi, this is Fubli from DeviantArt. I'm here to tell you guys about how to use colors. I've gotten a lot of questions on how I color my pictures, so we're going to go over some of the ways that I color them in. This is not the only way, but this is probably the quickest. Okay, now this video is probably gonna go a little fast, so you're just gonna have to bear with me. What I usually do is I select the whole thing with my magic wand, or whatever I wanted it to be selected, and then I expand it by 3 pixels using select expand on your selection options. And then I use a base color, which is much darker than the original color of the cat that I really want it to be. And then I go over it with the original color as if it were a highlight instead. This gives me a lot of room to play with the colors, which is what I'm doing right now, where I just take the 2 colors that I need, and I kind of shade in the cat. You really want to limit your color palette, so I usually only use 3 colors for any particular time of coloring one object, unless it's like a person wearing different colored clothes, in which case I can't limit my color palette too much. Now we're going to do the ears, which is also a base color. You don't want to keep anything that color or anything of your base color. You want to go over it with other colors that are part of your object. Like I'm going over it with coat colors of the cat's coat and then blending it in, making sure it looks nice, adding a little bit of white to make the ears look like they're part of the cat. And then I'm going to color the eyes. Last time I used a gray because this is a request. This time I'll use green just because it's easier to see. And then again, I'm going to go over it with a lighter color. All the light colors are all, the opacity is at least 20% or less. All of the base colors are 100% opacity. So now that that's done, I can clean it up. I can get rid of any of the white spots that I don't want, which is what I'm doing right now using the blur tool. And I also sometimes use the eyedropper to get rid of some whites because some whites just don't go away by blurring. I did limit the amount of layers that I used for this one because it is just a demonstration. Normally when you're using your colors, you want to color on a different layer. So right now I'm actually coloring on a different layer just for the feet and the nose. But you should color on a different layer for everything. Okay, now that that's done, I'm going to add a little bit of the highlights, like adding a little bit of pink to the lips just to make him cuter, add a little bit of pink to the feet to make him cuter. And then I work that in with my erase tool. Erase, you can take the opacity down to like 8. And then after that's done, I can do my major highlights, which are at 100% opacity on a hard brush. This is at the moment when your pen pressure becomes very important. If you don't have pen pressure, you can download it somewhere for your tablet if you're using a tablet. If you're not using a tablet, then more power to you. So after that's done, which is, I know that looks very simple, but it's deceptively simple. It's much harder than it looks to get that to look perfect. I go in and do my shades. These are my real shades, not just the different colors of the coat. The real shades are actually a different opposite color of my base color. And you can see that now. It's like an orange color. You want to use the opposite color for any shading of the original color of your base. The reason why that is just because it makes the shades look better. Also, you don't want to use too much black for anything. I don't use any black for any of my shading unless it's a very dark, heavy shade on like the ground, which that's the only real reason to use black as a shade like that right now. And then it's done. So thanks for watching.